Let's talk about scheduling and planning. EZTracker Air has a built-in schedule and calendar that helps you keep track of all of your upcoming maintenance and inspection events, as well as custom things that you might want to just keep track of, having to do with your aircraft or, not. The aircraft's calendar also gets exported to your calendar of choice on your desktop or phone. And coming soon, we'll have it integrated with Google Calendars. Let's take a look and see how great it works. Okay, so let's take a look at the My Schedule page. In order to access this, all you have to do is tap the main menu icon in the top left and then tap Schedule. And you'll see in the beginning up here, filter by aircraft, all aircraft. If you've only got one aircraft, then you don't need to worry about selecting it from the drop-down. But if you have multiple aircraft on your account, this is where you would sort and filter all of the items in the schedule based on the aircraft. Or if you've got more than one, you can view everything at one time. You can also change the view from list view to calendar view. And this works great on larger screens, but on mobile devices, I prefer the list view. Next up, we have the next 30 days accordion, which is expanded by default, but you can collapse it as well so that you can see other items that have been entered into the calendar below it. So the next 30 days, we have 11 items coming up. It looks like we've got several medicals that are going to be expiring at the end of March. We'll take a look at the first one here. Looks like AGL Flight Team's medical is expiring in 2 days, so that probably should get handled. And then we have one event down here, Fly the Moose, which is a scheduled event in 9-1 Mike Golf. And we're going to work on Moose's commercial single engine rating in this aircraft. Moose is the nickname of the co-founder, Jeremy, but don't tell him that I told you that. If we need to make changes to this, we can tap edit and we can edit all of the information here, change the dates, change the aircraft. Again, if you have multiple aircraft, change the location event where you're starting out, and then just tap save changes, but we're going to cancel that and close that for now. We'll collapse the next 30 days and we'll go down here to March 2026, and we can see that these items are due soon in March. And then April 2026, looks like we got the Fly the Moose on the first, and then a couple more medicals need to be taken care of. We got a flight review here for another pilot that's on the demo account. He's current now, but he's only got 32 days remaining. All right, great. So we've got the items that we can see, but what about adding new items to our calendar? We're going to get to calendar integration in a moment because that's one of the best features about this particular module within EZTracker Air. But first, we're going to add a custom event. And we can just say, this is going to be aircraft detailing. And it's going to be service detailing under event type. Randall will meet us at hangar at 0800. The aircraft, this one is going to be for our aircraft and not just a generic custom event. The reason that we have no aircraft as an option here is that not everything that has to do with your flying career has something to do with your airplane. So if you want to be able to track something that is aviation related in your calendar, in your EZTracker Air schedule, then just leave aircraft as no aircraft. That way it'll still show up in your schedule and be piped in through the calendar integration to your desktop or mobile native calendar apps, which we'll talk about in a moment. The start date for this is going to be on the 7th of April. It's going to be an all-day event, and it's going to end on the 7th as well, so we don't have to worry about end date. The location is going to be Hurlong Hangar 25. And then we can create the event. The event's created successfully. And then if we'll just go down here to April 2026, let's see, what do we have? Oh, there it is. November 9-1 Mike Golf aircraft detailing with all of the event details here. If we need to make edits, again, we can do that. If we need to delete it, we'll also do that. And then once it's complete, we can just tap Mark Complete, then it will be dismissed and you won't see it anymore. All right, so let's take a look at the floating action button in the top right and talk about a couple other things before we jump into calendar integration. So in the event that your aircraft is a partnership aircraft, you can reserve the aircraft. Anyone on your team can make these reservations. And we can select the aircraft, start and end date, if it's an all-day event or if it's multi-days. That way it will track on your schedule each and every day so that no one can jump in the middle of a reservation and try to reserve it for themselves. And then any notes that you want to put in here, and then you can tap reserve aircraft. We're going to cancel that right now because we don't have a team set up for this particular demo. And then also, if you did, you could tap manage reservations. So this particular demo account does not have, like I was saying, a team, but I have enabled some of the data from other accounts that we were testing to show you just what it would look like if you wanted to manage these reservations. They're all grayed out because we don't have permissions on this particular account to access all of these, but it just gives you an idea that these cards will appear for aircraft reservations. You can tap them and view more details, and as the administrator, you can also override any reservations that have been made and cancel them if necessary. We'll go back up to the floating action button, the FAB in the top right, and now we're going to talk about calendar integration. This is one of my favorite features of this entire module because I hate having to do things multiple times in multiple platforms. So I have created a calendar within EZTracker that I want to now track on my iPhone's iCal app. So in order to do that, all we have to do is tap that calendar integration button within the FAB menu and then generate calendar link. It creates a specific URL for subscribing to your calendar and your calendar only, and all team members will have access to this as well if you want them to. And so we can just copy that URL, and then we can look at the bottom here and it shows you how to use this feature and just gives you 4 steps on how to integrate this particular calendar into your calendar, whether it's Google Calendar, Apple's iCal, or Outlook. Any calendar app that allows for calendar subscriptions will work. So we'll close that now and take a look at just a few other things here. You can export all of the items in your calendar manually. You can just export maintenance items, inspections, custom items, or pilot currencies as well. I recommend that you just integrate your calendar because if you just export these items, they will not stay up to date if you make changes to them. You'll have to continuously re-export them and import them into your calendar. Some people want to have this flexibility, that's why we've included it, but for the rest of us, calendar integration is where it's at. All right, that's pretty much it for my schedule. I hope that this has been a very informative video, and thanks so much for being a great EZTracker Air customer. EZTracker Air's calendar and planning module helps you stay ahead of things, so you're never surprised again. Thanks again for being a great customer.